Welcome back, everyone, to the War of '04 here on TCG1. We are now starting the finals, Mu12 with Blaziken versus Robin Schultz with Magma. The players have just finished setting up, and the match is about to begin. Cara, it's the most iconic match, culminating in 8 hours of phenomenal retro play all day long.
Yep, all these years, and we have landed right back where we were in 2004. We had Chris Phillip with his Blaziken battling against Sugiyoshi Yamato with his Magma. Blaziken versus Magma once again. Decks look a little bit different, but the heart of '04 is the same as it's ever been.
I could not agree more. That was such a poetic way of putting it. Some things are different, yet at the same time, they're all the same. Now, already a little bit of a difference here. Mu12 opens with that Corsola. We see Robin hitting that Magma Conspirator, so even though Mu12 didn't hit a Dunsparce, which maybe could be preferable, you could still draw many cards off this Coral Glow to start off your first turn.
Mu12 started the game and just passed, didn't have an energy drop.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that is a bit concerning for Mu12.
But, could have a supporter to dig for the energy.
We'll have to see here. I mean, a Steven isn't very promising at the moment, and a Copycat would be okay, but I think you have to go for the energy. There's the Copycat.
There's the Copycat.
Ah,
okay, Copycat into Skitty Horchik.
There's the Pokemon. Let's see the energy.
Still no energy.
And by the way, we haven't really talked about it, but one of the very, very few downsides of Warp Energy is that if Mu12 has a Warp in the hand right now, that's probably a liability, as you cannot use it to Coral Glow as much as you would love to.
Yep, they'd have to have the Warp and the high pressure system.
No, it's just a pass.
And let me tell you, I'd be hesitant to drop the high pressure system because this is a matchup where Desert Ruins is a factor.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. You got to hold on to those stadiums when you know that, especially a modern Magma list probably plays a bit heavier on that Desert Ruins as well. I believe Robin had played 3 in his old list. I don't know if we've seen any changes from that 2021 list to now, but you should expect a heavy Ruins.
I was under the impression that Robin actually only ran 1 back in the day.
Oh,
Robin
2021.
Oh, hold up. Let me verify. Let me verify that because no, Robin played 2 back in the day.
Okay. So we'll have to see.
It's actually a lighter count than the historical list. Yamato played 3. But Robin's on a lighter count, so these are going to be tight stadium counts. These players are really going to try to time their stadium drops well and make them count.
Wow, gets the Delcatty, but just gets the Coral Glow. So starting to move a little bit. The Groudon is getting its pressure moving, although we have yet to see the combo of the Claydol and Camerupt come out. But overall, this is a pretty reasonable, normal start to a Magma Blaziken matchup, don't you think?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. We see a linear attack on the Torchic, softening things up, but no like big pressure. We haven't had a Pulverize knocking anything out yet. If a Pulverize does come down, it's not going to knock out this big 70 HP Corsola. So if I'm Mu12, I feel the pressure, but I'm not sweating yet. That said, I want to start fire streaming.
Absolutely. And if you're Robin, then you have this interesting decision. Oh, okay.
Reversal Tails. That would have been a huge heads. So that means knocking out a Torchic or a Delcatty.
He definitely has an energy.
Another one. This time we do get the heads. What are we bringing up?
Oh, man. Delcatty's going down.
So Delcatty's going down. Robin smartly targeting the Blaziken deck's powerful draw engine.
Yeah, and with that fighting weakness, the Pulverized KOs even without any damage counters on it. So very, very resourceful thinking there from Robin. All right. So if you're Mu12 now, and they have the Oracle too, so this board could have looked so much scarier if that Delcatty had survived a turn. By the way, we really haven't talked about Reversal as a card much today, but it has definitely been showing its worth, I feel. Some people contend that you have to play a bunch of copies. Some people say that you shouldn't play any in this format. We have seen some discussion on you. Let me stop that thought. So we have an interesting comment in the chat about on TCG1 you cannot replace stadiums that are the same name with themselves. So interestingly, that rule was implemented just before the Worlds 2004. So the 2004 World Championships was after the rule change, which means that in this format, the rules are you cannot replace a stadium that is the same name as itself. So that is actually working as intended, but it's a rule that changed right before the tournament. So just as how there's this Stevens advice errata, things are maybe a little bit different than how you would actually read the card. Which, I mean, especially back in the day, it seems like translation errors and rule changes were a bit spottier than now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we definitely have a better standardization going on now.
So, okay.
So I want to weigh in on reversal. I think that if you are playing a deck that doesn't have that high power Delcatty Oracle engine, those big stage 2, you want to have reversal to kind of even the playing field a little bit.
Well, in this case, that evening the playing field is very useful. I mean, I personally already think Groudon is slightly unfair of a card in terms of being pushed, but giving it reversal too is a great way to really take that aggression to another level. Mu12 really doing as much as they can without this Delcatty, but the board is still looking somewhat sparse if you're on the Blaziken side.
Yes, if I'm Mu12, now I'm starting to feel the pressure a little bit. Now we do have the energy drop. Could have a retreat with the Corsola in our first fire stream. No?
Just a Coral Blow. Okay, well, Robin has still also been slow. I don't think we've seen the energy has been showing up a bit slowly on Robin's side. Still no Camerupt and still no Claydol. But if both players are playing slow, that's going to favor the Groudon in the early game for sure. Gets another energy on the Groudon, so this board is slowly powering up. And the Steven. So only 3 though. A lot lower than what would typically be found against a Blaziken deck. Okay. With the heads on the ball, now we can finally see either the Claydol or the Camerupt. Goes for the Claydol. I like that choice. So Robin again slowly getting set up. But until Mu12 can put on some pressure right now, I definitely think I'm favoring Robin in how this game looks so far.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a fully stacked board. He's ready to go, and it's not over, but Mu12 got to pull something off soon.
We'll have to see Robin being diligent with their choices. Seems very comfortable linear attacking all the Blazikens, but finally goes for a Pulverize here onto the active Corsola. Setting it up later down the line. Okay, Underground Expedition for Mu12. And that's the other thing, too, is that Mu12's hand is so big now that even though their board isn't great, this Corsola can't draw them any more cards. So, going to start relying on supporters again.
They better have what they need in hand right now.
Here comes the first Blaziken of the day for Mu12. Going to get that Fire Stream off. Oh, okay, a second Fire Starter Blaziken.
Okay, that's what you need. That's a good start.
So here we go. Fire Stream on the way. And now, if you're Robin, you can start thinking about, well, Briny plus Darkness Energy will get you a KO. And it seems like Robin agrees with me right now. We see the Darkness. We'll have to see.
The Briny will be huge if it comes down.
Yeah. I guess maybe the question is, what do you Magma switch onto?
I mean, even if you just Magma switch onto the Claydol just to keep it in play for a turn before you drop the Groudon back, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, 7 cards in hand, taking the time. All right, switches onto the Claydol, and there's the Briny. Wow. Blaziken's going down. Again, 3 for 80. That's insane. And all that hard work Mu12 put in is just, well, not looking so great at the moment. So, all right. Well, Corsola active high pressure system does come down. So this sweet little coral is at least going to be a pivot, as this second Blaziken is going to try its best. But again,
critically, Mu12 with that pressure was forced to initiate the stadium war, which is going to favor Robin in the long term. So they are just desperately trying to get some tempo back. Speaking of tempo, are we going to see a sudden flash? I think we are.
I think you have to, because this Blaziken with 20 HP on it, or 20 damage on it, even if you Fire Stream, this active Groudon is going to one-shot it again. So you can't put this Blaziken in the line of fire when your board looks this dire. I think you have to hope you can buy some time with Dunsparce and accept that if it doesn't work out, well, you are probably going to lose this game anyway if you can't buy some time.
So I guess we're probably going to be looking to see sudden flash heads, and then hopefully another Blaziken coming down next turn to try to set up that as an attacker.
Well, we just saw an Oracle, so we'll have to see.
Okay, there's the heads.
We'll have to see what Mu12 cooked up. Heads off the sudden flash.
Does Robin have a switching card? Even if Robin does, it's not the worst thing, because Mu12 doesn't mind giving up that Dunsparce.
But I agree. And
still,
also,
you don't want to bleed prizes anywhere if you don't have to.
Yeah, and if you're Robin, you're probably looking at this board and you're saying, okay, I can hang out for a turn. It's not the end of the world if I'm getting paralyzed. If we're looking at the board, it seems impossible to get Volcanic Ashed if I'm doing the math correctly, because one Blaziken's already down. So you're not getting knocked out next turn. You might as well just bide your time, be patient, and start loading up these extra attackers on the bench.
Yeah, definitely Robin can afford a turn off if it comes down to that. That said, if Robin happens to have the switch in hand, which we'll see, but
if you have a switch, I think it's worth it. I definitely would not play a Briny here.
Yeah, keep the energy going.
Okay, so he's just going to Magma switch off the active, drops that Desert Ruins. So there's number one. And, well, Mu12 successfully buys themselves another turn. They have an Oracle, so their top deck is determined. Let's see what they've got.
Now they're probably going to have some kind of supporter cards since they played the Oracle.
Yeah, you got 7 in your hand, so you'll have, if it's a Steven, you'll have to do something else.
Interesting. They're powering up that bench Blaziken, even though it could be hit with a Fire Stream. I'm sorry, what am I saying? Hit with a Pulverize.
Town Volunteers. Ooh, that's not good.
That's not what I was expecting, certainly. Are we going to see another Sudden Flash?
You must. And it's
yes,
tails.
Indeed, and it's Tails this time.
Yeah, it definitely, your board still does not look good enough to try to swing into that Blaziken. It's so hard too, right? Because Robin still does play that reversal, so this could all be moot anyway, especially with that Tails on Sudden Flash, but I still don't think you have a choice if you're the Blaziken player.
No, I agree. I think Mu12 is kind of priced into this.
We'll have to see what the result is here in the long term. Now, Robin's board looking okay.
Now, this is something that is important for this set. Because there's no best of 3 feature on TCG1, some players were given the choice, and these players chose to just accept the random roll to see who goes first for games 2 and possibly 3. So there's no guarantee that whoever loses this match will just get to decide who goes first for game 2, which is a very interesting dynamic that these players have agreed to roll with.
That is one of the interesting quirks about this simulator. But when you've got such an international tournament, I mean, there's no other choice than to play online. So I'm just glad we get to do this at all.
I for one am very grateful that TCG1 exists and allows us to play these old formats. I mean, this is just 04 is the tip of the iceberg. I remember years back when 04 was like the only format you could play on TCG1, but now we are stretching like up through 2008. We just got 2011, still working on the SP era, but we have so many formats implemented in TCG1 now. You can play Pokemon in so many different ways in this incredible little simulator.
Shout out to TCG1. Thank you so much. They are the reason why we're able to do this tournament at all. Please go support them if you can. Look at their Patreon. Consider donating. This is a fan-run site. We are not affiliated with them, but we are avid users of this website, you will see Cara and I running around at random points in the evening, as well as certainly many others who you've seen playing today. So shout out to TCG1. Thank you for making this all possible. Yeah. And now we're here in the finals.
You very well might have seen me playing on TCG1 at some point over the last couple months. If you did, you probably got swiftly booted out of my match, because I usually do go no spectators, but peace and love if so.
And speaking of spectating, we've still got this lovely match going on here. Mu12 finally pulls the trigger on that fire stream now. So Robin in an interesting position. Of course, if you have the Briny, I think you just slam it, but he played TV Reporter. So do you sacrifice this Darkness Energy to knock out the Blaziken?
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think you do. I actually wonder if you just Now, it's a tough call because there's 2 Blaziken ready to go.
Well, I think Robin might play Strength Charm too. If that's the case, then you just do that. But okay, commits the energy. I like this play. I think I would have committed the energy too. You're going up 3 prizes, and you're taking out the most important Pokemon in this deck. Yeah,
and that Corsola is just ready to be picked off later on, so there's a 4th prize on the board.
Absolutely.
And even if this Blaziken goes down, you have everything on board to knock out the follow-up Blaziken.
Yeah, the board is guaranteed because of that energy switch and, of course, the Darkness Energy on the bench Groudon. So Robin, very dominating position here in Game 1. And it's going to take a miracle for Mu12 to come back.
I agree. It's not where you want to be if you are Mu12 in this matchup. They can knock out the Groudon if they wanted to, but they can't even knock out the Groudon in any way that's advantageous for them. They can't sudden flash it and knock it out because that's only 10 damage.
Yeah, no Strength Charm either. Is that a second Town Volunteers? Okay.
Yeah, Mu12 does play 2. We saw that in the last round as well.
So, yeah, I agree with you. I think goes for the sudden flash, gets the heads.
Okay, so they're saying, okay, we're gonna go for the double sudden flash. This is the only way I get back tempo. They have been rewarded for that. Now let's see if they can dodge the Briny.
And even if there's a Briny, which would be massive, even just getting to save this Darkness Energy with a Magma Switch, I think is worth losing the Groudon. You were already expecting for it to go down, so to be able to save an energy is worth giving your opponent an extra turn off this paralysis, in my opinion.
No, I absolutely agree. Because that new fresh Groudon with only 10 damage is ready to knock on Mu12's door. But, Mu12 buying time, putting stuff back in the deck, maybe can set up another Blaziken. This is still breathing room for Mu12. They can take this knockout without exposing a crucial Blaziken, get another turn of Firestarter. If they're going to win the game, it looks... What?
Okay. Why didn't they just do that last turn?
I am speechless. I don't understand that play.
Well...
Unless, they've been playing so well and pulling off so many long-term game plans. They must have something cooking.
We've been questioning Mu12's decisions all day, and they have paid off more often than they have not. So
yeah, they have to have something going on.
I will certainly trust the decisions of the players who are playing in the finals. But, with your back against the wall to this, sometimes maybe you just want to make some out-there plays, see what works. And, of course, Mu12 has been without a Delcatty since, the second turn of the game? Maybe the third turn? So, this is very difficult.
The spread does create an interesting situation. Maybe they're thinking long-term in that regard, because the spread is kind of functionally shutting off that camera up, which is something. I don't know how necessary the camera up is with 2 basically fully built Groudon. Oh, are we going to see another sudden flash? We do, and we see a head.
And it's a heads. Oh, this Dunsparce can't keep getting away with it.
If there's one thing I've learned about 04, Dunsparce can always keep getting away with it.
Dunsparce does always get away with it, too. Now, I will say, though, You discarded the energy to retreat the Dunsparce to use Blaziken last turn, which means you had to attach the energy again this turn, so your Torchic did not even get powered up.
Maybe they were. Oh, okay,
Briny.
okay.
Okay.
Maybe they're trying to give themselves a window to top deck something.
So this game is over. Yep.
Yep.
Robin wins. Thanks to the Briny, that Corsola will have to go down to a linear attack. So Robin Schultz up 1-0 here in the grand finals of the War of 04. Only one match away, one game away from
And we
taking the crown again.
are going to get started right away. Those players are already in the match. They're getting ready to go.
All right. We are right back to it here.
Oh, and Robin gets to start. Unfortunate for Mu12, who lost the game.
Maybe. Depends on Mu12's hand. They might be thinking they're lucky stars that they're going second.
But there's a darkness on the Groudon. No.
So a Magma Energy will knock out this Torchic. So we'll have to see what Mu12's got in hand. Really hoping for maybe like a Dunsparce, and Dunsparce high pressure system and energy would be the ideal, I think. But there's already hesitation. I'm getting worried now.
Giddy. That's not a Dunsparce. I don't think they have a Dunsparce. They might copycat. We'll see.
Go
Fire and Torchic. Uh-oh.
Gotta see. We have not seen a Singe flip heads today. I would love to see some Burn action. I think Burn has flipped heads every single time too, right? I don't think we've seen it do 20 damage yet.
No, I've been very unimpressed by Burn.
Well, there it is. That's
there
20
we go.
damage.
Finally, a meaningful Singe. And that's so interesting. They had the Dunsparce, but no way to get it active. So they're saying, okay, you know what? We're going to throw out that Torchic. If you can knock it out, you can knock it out. But otherwise, we're going to be striking and running next turn.
Yeah, very interesting situation here on Mu12's end. We'll have to see if they can get this board set up. Robin, meanwhile, 6 cards, no other Pokemon in play. Of course, we're talking about this Torchic going down, but Robin is going to need a Magma Energy and 3 Pokemon in play in addition to this Groudon. A Conspirator is the best way to get started. Presumably going to have to get some basics.
Oh yeah, we're talking about this Groudon pulverizing. We are 3 Pokemon short of that happening right now.
That Power Saver, it can be so easy to forget. Magma builds up its bench so quickly. But yeah,
Groudon number 2.
We saw earlier today, Robin made a play where what appeared to have attempted to attack with only 3 Magma Pokemon in play. He used a Briny to bring up an active Groudon and then just passed his turn when he could have just saved it. So we'll see if he remembers his Power Saver this time. The fact that he's only benched 1 Pokemon makes me wonder if he got a basic energy off this Conspirator.
And looks a Fire Energy on the Groudon, so that could be the case. So, and a Burn heads. So actually, this Burn though is maybe going to prove to be pretty good. You know, at least another flip for damage as Mu12 gets a chance to strike and run. So we might see. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens. We might see Mu12 take advantage of this stumble from Robin.
Yeah, this is wonderful if you're Mu12. Oh, Rare Candy
Blaziken.
Well.
All right, so what are we gonna see? Strike and run probably for double Torchic, and what? Corsola?
Maybe Corsola. Maybe a Skitty. You have to worry about that Delcatty going down last time. There it is.
I like that a lot. The
There's
second Skitty.
Burn heads. Ugh.
Oh, okay.
There's a world where this Groudon has 60 damage on it right now, Cara.
I imagine that Mu12 is wishing they were living in that world right now as they stare down that 20 damage Groudon. I mean, there's a world where if this Groudon attacks this turn, there's a world where it gets knocked out going back into Robin's turn. But it's not the world we're living in today.
No. Instead, Robin, though, still only 2 Pokemon in play, cannot declare an attack with this Groudon. Taking a while to look at his hand here. Speaking of hand sizes, Mu12 does only have 3. So we mentioned prioritizing that second Skitty over the Corsola. I think 9 times out of 10 I make the Skitty play. But you have to wonder if that hand's so small. Hopefully Mu12 has a way to get out of this. Otherwise, you may prefer the Corsola.
I wonder if they're just sitting on something like Delcatty Energy Oracle. It just makes this gives them everything they want.
Perhaps they're even sitting on a Steven and they're saying, you know what, Robin, you can't attack if your bench isn't big enough, so I might as well wait until it is so I can draw more cards. Wow.
Okay.
Briny.
There's the Briny.
Whoa. Does he... And he passes!
Yep, just a pass, which means Mu12 has another turn just to get that tempo rolling. There's a chance, not a huge chance, but there is a world where they are. There's Steven, you called it. There's a world where they are fire streaming this turn.
And even if not, you are so happy to sudden flash right now.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think you're as happy as when the Groudon is burned, but yeah, I don't think you mind a sudden flash. And there it is.
It's a Tails, and again, maybe that's okay. Now, of course, if Robin top decks a Conspirator, then this match is up and coming and he's back into it. But there's also a world where he just passes again. Literally not allowed to attack because of that Team Magma's Groudon's Power Saver. Wow.
They were
nerf to the Groudon.
Yeah, they were definitely towing the line designing this Groudon. They put these aggressive attacks on it, but they said, "All right, hold on now."
And they gave it 100 HP. That's absurd.
This is why Yamato played the full 4 Zangoose in his list back in 2004 because one, that Call for Family is so good, but two, until you're set up, that Zangoose is actually a really good attacker.
Yeah, we have seen the more modern lists going down to 3 Zangoose, and well, sometimes I think you cut the 4th Zangoose and you say, if I get a game like this, I just get a game like this. Robin has taken a full minute on this turn and has not taken an action yet, so that has me really concerned for his turn. He's about to hit his threshold for allowance now.
There it is.
Okay, so not boding well for his short-term future. I will say that I have played 4 Zangoose in my own list, and I just love hitting that Call for Family. You know, again, Groudon's so powerful, but like you can't attack with it if you don't have the bench. So the Zangoose there is more than worth it.
I'm starting to worry here. Robin has used 2 timeout allowances.
Yeah, did he like disconnect?
Yeah, I wonder.
Let's see. I haven't seen anything in the chat about a disconnect on his part. Really hoping that's not the case. I hope that this is just a very tense think tank here for Robin. But I'm not sure. That's the 3rd timeout allowance.
Oh, yeah, right. Raichu 11 has reconnected.
Wow, and he has 6 seconds left. Oh, he plays the
Magma Ball.
Oh, no. Oh, no. It can't end like this.
No, it's
the clock's ticking up.
Oh, auto selected 0 cards.
Oh no.
Oh,
no.
This is the downside of TCG1 for sure. If you run out of time in the middle of a selection, it will auto select for you, and that is never where you want to be.
How unfortunate here for Robin. Right in the finals as well. So, okay, we have an unfortunate disconnect. And
unfortunate for Robin, but Robin did not realize that they had frozen. They had to refresh. They didn't realize it.
Oh no. Well, Mu12 going to come in and say, I'm using this fire stream right now.
Well, if there's a game where this has to happen to Robin, it's the game where they were already behind. They are still up a game, and if they lose this one, they can still bring it back in a game 3.
Absolutely. We'll have to see what's in the hand. That looks like that was a top-decked Groudon, so...
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that Magma Ball happened the way it did.
Yes, exactly. So that's what I was about to say, is I wonder if it could have been possible for Robin to have attacked last turn. Who knows?
Or at least this turn.
There's a copycat, so definitely expecting him to be able to attack now. Just get another basic Pokemon and you're good to go.
But if I'm Robin, I'm staring down a formidable board from U12.
Oh, yes.
A lot of fire streams coming my way.
There's a double Delcatty in play. Like, what do you do? Okay, well, there's the first energy draw. Probably going to see a second one here as well. There we go. So, Mu12 has drawn 15 cards in this turn, if you're curious. And attaches the energy. So, okay, first Groudon going to go down.
Starting to load up that Combuskin as well. This is where you want to be if you're Blaziken. Just put those back-to-back fire stream with these Pokemon that are so hard to knock out with their 100 HP. This is a bad place to be if you are Robin.
You're so low on resources too, right? Because if you want to attack this turn, you'll have to get 2 basics, so you're hoping for a Conspirator, but with 1 energy in play, you'd also need the attach from hand. Here we do see the attach from hand in the Desert Ruins, but
Alright, 2
we
more
need the
have to
Pokemon.
get.
Where are they? And he concedes.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah, very unfortunate disconnect from Robin. Hopefully, we can have a clean Game 3, and let's hope it's a good one.
All right, game 3 is getting set up as we speak.
Okay. Here we go. We have the coin flip.
All right, Mu12 will be going first.
Mu12
and there's
goes
that
first,
Zangoose.
and Robin had a mulligan, so Mu12 does start with an extra card in hand, but
We just have to pass. Oh wait,
I think Robin is going first.
yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
it. Never
okay,
mind.
cool.
Oh yeah, it says
Finally.
right there. Robin will start.
Finally start Zangoose, first time in this match. That's got to feel good after how the last game was looking. Wow, Mu12, Steven for 2, that's not very confident. Well, unless you can do that.
There's everything.
Wow.
I have to. Maybe they had the stadium and we're just missing that energy.
This time I love the Corsola. I think it's time to start putting on that pressure, build it up, and say, Robin, you're not going to have a small bench again. Let's see if they're right.
Yeah, Robin does have that Zangoose to attack with, so bit of a different dynamic. But that Corsola has that big 70 HP.
Oh yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing a team play anytime soon. And even if it does, you'll need that strength charm if you want to use team play for the KO. So
Yeah, I don't
Corsola,
expect that's going to happen.
70 HP on Corsola is very beefy for a tiny little basic.
I'm impressed by this Corsola, I'm not going to lie.
It's definitely a card I've grown more appreciative of recently. It still seems like its use in the current metagame is more or less restricted to in a Blaziken deck that's playing this high pressure system, but it is a tech card that I do really enjoy, and I'm happy to see it performing decently well here so far in this tournament. All right, call for family. Okay, we got 4, so we can attack. Go straight for the copycat from Mu12. And, oh, there's a Delcatty anyway. Always had it.
Delcatty, Blaziken, just a stacked hand, Coral Glow, 4 cards. Mu12's position is looking fantastic. I think there's a good chance we could see a Fire Stream next turn.
Oh, that'd be interesting. You would need an attach and another Blaziken on the board.
And 2 energy in discard, so maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe I got a little bit ahead of myself.
We do currently see 0 in the discard pile, but that's okay. If you're Mu12, you're looking at this and you're saying, look, I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, Robin will probably get the pressure on first to start out with. The question is, if you're Robin, do you discard this fighting on the Zangoose if it means getting to pull off a linear attack this turn?
I mean, I don't hate the linear attack to soften up this Blaziken. We saw how effective that was in game 1.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I think it's worth it. With Conspirator, we know he's going to hit the energy, and I'm presuming a Nummel will be the other Pokemon. So
yeah, I like this. I think the worst thing that can happen to you if you're Robin is having to 2-shot like 3 Blaziken in a row as they just Fire Stream and Fire Stream and Fire Stream and Fire Stream.
Yeah, that is unfavorable math for you.
And you don't care about this Corsola at all. Who cares? Let it do its thing. So I do like where Robin's at. Every turn now that Mu12 doesn't attack is a turn for a linear attack, softening up another Blaziken.
Interestingly, did not bench a Nummel, so I'm curious if what he ended up getting off that Conspirator, other than presumably an energy, because he didn't bench any Pokemon at all. And now we see Mu12 doing what they do so well, which is draw a billion cards in a single turn. And
okay, but this is the last possible turn I think they can afford to do that. They are going to lose a whole lot of advantage if and there is
oh no,
a lunge.
The coin flips
and
are going
tail.
so well in their favor, and Lady
I
Luck
have to
has
say,
finally turned the other way.
I wasn't expecting that.
I don't think I was either. Clearly does not have faith in being able to get a Fire Stream up and running. as we've seen, very few energy in the discard pile. Just had the
But
one energy draw.
a lunge isn't so bad. If you'd
If you
hit
hit it,
heads, if you hit heads, that Groudon's at 50, and that Combusken's not getting knocked out with no damage on it.
that is a great point. Risky play does not pay off, but these are the choices you have to make here in the grand finals at Game 3. Mu12 says, I'm going to win this game, and I'm going to do it by using lunge. And the coin said no this time, but that does not mean it's over by any means. We are just getting started in this third game.
Yes, absolutely. Now that we could see a linear attack or a pulverize onto something, but unless there's a reversal heads, Robin's not taking a prize this turn.
Yeah, very interesting. We'll have to see what he gets. Taking a while again. Again, hopefully this is not a disconnect. Okay, well, there's the darkness energy. Surely there's no reversal. I think he would have played it first if that was his goal. Let's see here. So you could pulverize for 60 on the active. That seems pretty nice. You're quite unlikely to get knocked out in return.
Oh, there is a reversal. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh.
Why would you drop the energy before the reversal? But either way, there goes the Delcatty.
That might have been the only energy in hand. Besides, Delcatty is more valuable than the Blaziken. Once again, you see, there's only one kitty this time. That Corsola took up the extra bench slot, and Mu12 prioritized drawing cards in the early game over the long-term benefits of multiple Delcatty. Robin wants to capitalize. There's the Nummel.
Okay, are we going to see that Combusken come active? No, the the high pressure system's there.
Yeah. That went about as well as of a turn as you could have had for Robin.
That said, now there's potentially going to be a fresh Blaziken knocking on Robin's door. There's the Blaziken.
There was a world where we could have had a Volcanic Ash.
I don't know if you want a Volcanic Ash. I mean, I guess not take all that energy off the board. That's not bad at all. All right,
Who knows if it would have been possible?
There's the energy. We're gonna see a Fire Stream.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I think you want that energy on the Corsola in the discard pile right now.
I think you do too. Unfortunate. Okay, so here we go. This is a window where Robin can get another just really, really big Briny. Of course, that'll take 3 energy off the board when that's the only energy in play. But Robin has to be thinking about keeping the stream of attackers going. And one of the big things about the Fire Stream is that it really, really puts pressure on that Camerupt.
Oh, yes.
Every Fire Stream that lands, it starts to shave away at the number of overheats Camerupt can do.
And we do see the Claydol. So, okay, the entire picture coming together now. We do not see a Briny, but, okay, Desert Ruins. And if Robin get another reversal, I think that'd be the dream to take out that damage Blaziken on the bench. But if not...
Yeah, I like that a lot right now.
Let's see, just gonna use your overheat while you can. Move it over to the Groudon. Sounds like he's just going to go for a Pulverize on the active.
Second Groudon's going to be ready to go next turn. That's a good place to be. And yep, there's just 60. But now, like, Mu12 has a lot of leeway here. They can Fire Stream, knock out the Blazikens, knock out the Groudon, spread some more, and just keep getting things set up. It's anyone's game here.
Yeah, double Fire Starter available too. You can even start powering up that Combusken. Maybe see if you can pull off a Blaziken EX. Of course, you'll need a Stadium now if there's a Desert Ruins in play, but a lot of possibilities for Mu12. This is a wide open game, and these are the pivotal moments where you get to decide how you think the rest of the game is going to go if you're Mu12.
All right, Fire Stream knockout. Taking out the Groudon, spreading. Now there's 20 damage in every Pokemon. That Camerupt already has 40 damage on it.
Yeah, 40 damage already. Only one more overheat left. Now, notably, Mu12 only had 1 fire in the discard, so they couldn't maximize these fire starters. And that might change the outlook of this game here, as this active Blaziken is surely going down.
We are seeing one of the ramifications of them opting to run that underground expedition. If they had TV Reporter, they had another outlet to get energy in the discard without a Delcatty. But they have the underground expedition. They're having a little bit harder of a time getting energy in the discard. That said, they're keeping up, but they're not getting ahead like they otherwise could.
Yeah, we don't have that overwhelming position that you might expect from a Blaziken EX that has a bunch of fire energy just suddenly flooded onto it. Blaziken, you always expect them to have the energy in the discard, right? Like, you're not used to seeing a Blaziken deck not be able to use Firestarter.
That said, now Robin has not yet used a Briny this game. So any well-timed Briny at this point could really, really make a difference.
Oh, yes. We will see what that ends up looking like here.
And now Robin is in a position where they can afford a Briny because they got an extra turn to get energy down.
Yeah, with that Claydol in play as well. Goes for the second ball toy. Okay.
And I wonder if at some point we're gonna maybe see a Briny on that Camerupt, or if Robin's just gonna write it off. All right, out comes the Corsola. Now a chance to get that energy into discard.
Yeah, I think if Robin has a response Briny, okay, assuming Mu12 gets the Firestream off, Robin, this would be a perfect time to play a Briny on his side. He could also try to save that Camerupt because it is 10 damage away from being knocked out as it currently stands.
Now here's what's interesting. Nope, never mind. Disregard. I got ahead of myself.
So he plays the
There
Briny,
it is. There's
goes
the
to the
Briny.
active. He says, camera up, goes down, I don't care.
And there's going to be a knockout on that Blaziken.
Wow.
Okay, a big swing for Robin.
3 prizes to 5 here, and more importantly, these Blazikens are just going down, and it's going to be harder and harder to get them back. Mu12 already used 1 Town Volunteers. A second one might have to come shortly just to keep up the tempo. And what do you promote? Is it Dunsparce time, Cara?
Dunsparce at least can retreat. If
And
nothing else,
sudden
it can retreat.
flash.
So the question is, do you have everything in hand to pull off another Firestream? There definitely comes a point where Firestream just takes over everything. But
I'd be impressed if we see another Firestream. Nope.
just a sudden flash and a tails. Very unfortunate.
Dunsparce not pulling in the clutch like we might have hoped at this point in the tournament. Okay, well, Robin gets to go up 2 prizes to 5 here. I think you would love to have a reversal and another darkness energy to take out that Combusken.
Yeah, a reversal would be so big right now.
Okay, we see the fighting, so even a strength charm could take out the Combusken, or maybe you just pick off the Torchic, and if all else fails, just take out the Dunsparce and take that 4th prize card. Wow, things seem to be winding down a little bit here in this final game. Game 3 of the finals here, Cara. What are you thinking if you're Mu12? How do you come back? What's your roadmap to victory?
Well, if I Firestream once, the camera goes down. If I Firestream again, the Groudon goes down. I don't know if there's any world where I'm winning without a whole lot of Firestreams. So it's a question of, can I make that happen?
Well, we see Robin prioritizing the linear attack on the Combusken, probably expecting then... Yeah, I do too. He said there's no way you're playing an EX on this Combusken. You're just going to evolve into a non-EX Blaziken, and when you do, I'm going to knock you out. We see a Skitty.
There's no world where we just see like a back-to-back volcanic ash, right? I don't think that's happening.
With this board, the math seems very unlikely, and in fact, we see no Blazikens whatsoever again.
A sudden flash and a tails, and that's going to be really hard for Mu12 to get back into this game now. We needed a couple of those sudden flashes to maybe go their way. Reversal, and there's the tails too. Sigh of relief for Mu12, certainly. They get to keep their Combusken, but even still, they're on like the back foot in a major way.
Oh yeah, and even a linear attack on a Torchic doesn't feel bad either. Your Groudon is still super safe from a from a Flame Stream, so
yeah, the window for Mu12 to really take over this game started to close when they stumbled and they missed a Fire Stream, and I don't know what it would take for them to get back in the game, but they're going to need something big, and they're going to need it right now.
Well, We
Okay,
will see.
there goes the last high pressure system.
That was the last one?
Um, yep, both gone.
Wow.
So that Desert Ruins is locked in play.
Robin winning the Stadium War here in Game 3. Gets the second Claydol. All right. Keep the switches coming. Super powerful with that Briny. And with Robin attaching the fire to the active, does that imply that he's just going to pulverize? Or do we still see a linear attack?
You know, for me, I like the linear attack. I think more than anything, it imply. Oh no, nope, just going for the pulverize.
All right.
Just saying, you know what? There's nothing you can do to me. I dare you. And could be right.
That Torchic has no energy on it, so even if you get a rare candy Blaziken, how in the world is it going to attack? Instead, we see the Combusken. Attaches the fire. Do we see a Blaziken? I think it's got to start now, even if you know it's going down. Fire starter under that Torchic. Hope that by some miracle you can pull off another rare candy Blaziken, fire starter, and then fire stream again. But
Robin's just up so many prizes. I don't know how Mu12 does it.
It's like a very tall task.
If we get a fire stream, then that camera up does go down. But Steven's advice, that's not bad. But I just don't see that there's that darkness energy on the Groudon on the bench. The other Groudon is pulverizing.
Yeah, it certainly is looking like Robin is on his way to back-to-back wins in these 2004 tournaments. Delcatty finally comes online with that energy draw.
All right,
there's a chance.
Maybe we see something wild like another Torchic, double rare candy, double Blaziken.
And that's,
triple Blaziken.
That's all you can do.
You need a lot to make this happen. I don't know.
Taking a long time. Must have missed a Blaziken. Maybe they didn't miss a Blaziken. Maybe you're asking yourself, do I...
Ball. There's Blaziken.
Wow.
All right, well, we can at least fire starter and get a Torchic ready to go.
Second Torchic down. Gosh, if you could rare candy Blaziken, that'd be huge. I don't know how many rare candies remain. We should check.
There are still 3. There's still 3 rare candy remaining.
Wow. Okay, so there is a world.
There's certainly a world, but I don't know. Unless Mu12 is doing like that galaxy brain math, like, okay, I have everything. I have to make sure I sequence it right. But I have a feeling I don't think that's what's happening here.
We've seen Mu12 with some galaxy brain math before. Can they pull another rabbit out of this hat? Fire starter. Okay, so we'll power up one of the Torchics. No. Wow. Dunsparce.
Are we going to see a sudden flash?
I think we're preparing a pivot for next turn.
Oh, I wonder, it could be a pivot, or maybe they're setting up like a... okay, we will... I'll have to sudden flash, get heads, and then...
That could be the big brain math. But
they can't afford... They can't afford to do that. It has to be a pivot. That's all it could be.
Yeah, there's no more time left here.
But if you're setting up a pivot, why wouldn't you put it on the Torchic so the Torchic could either be a pivot or an attacker, double duty?
Oh, there's a Briny. So that Briny probably seals the win for Robin now. Mu12 still has 4 prizes to take, denied another prize card with that Briny's Compassion, which, oh my gosh, we haven't talked about Briny as a card itself. So powerful. Are you kidding me? Robin gets to play with 7 copies of Groudon in this deck, thanks to that Briny. It's absurd. And now, with 1 prize remaining to Mu12's 4, here in Game 3 of the finals, it looks like that Briny may have pushed Robin over the edge to victory against Mu12.
7 copies of Groudon would certainly explain these starts we've been seeing from Robin.
Well, the one game where it counted, he did hit that Zangoose. Second Town Volunteers now for Mu12. Okay, can you draw some cards off Delcatty? Maybe they have everything they need already. Who knows? But it's looking very dicey at the moment. We might see a Dunsparce in a dream to cap off this match, Cara.
Yeah, I think we are on the final couple of turns. Let's see. I'm trying to envision a miracle hand where Mu12 could get back into this. I think it would be a sudden flash. See, Mu12 would need to knock out the Groudon this turn with a Volcanic Ash, and then start doing other things. I don't know what could do it. If there were an energy on a Torchic already, there's a possibility where we could see something crazy like Rare Candy Blaziken Torchic, Rare Candy Blaziken, Rare Candy Blaziken EX. But
and that's so dicey too, because as we just saw it, Mu12 had to put 2 Blaziken back into the deck. So this energy draw would have had to have drawn at least one of those Blazikens if they'd have the other Blaziken in hand, and you would need the rare candies, and that's just to possibly set up a Fire Stream this turn. Like you said, if you want that Volcanic Ash, I believe it's literally and mathematically impossible.
Yeah, it's not possible at this point.
So Mu12 really weighing their options here, back against the wall. 1 prize remaining, cannot miss a single step.
Their entire board, as it is, falls to a Pulverize, except for Corsola.
So what you're
Sudden
saying
flash,
is,
heads.
That's the start. That's what you need. I don't know how many Briney's Robin's played. I think it's 2 or 3 though.
I believe it was just. Oh yeah, it has been 2. I thought it was just 1.
All right,
so Robin does have a Briney left.
Briney wins the game on the spot. You can Magma switch the Darkness to the bench Groudon and then pick it up and linear attack the active Dunsparce for game. No, attaches to Zangoose. Okay.
Okay, Steven's device conceding this turn, not going to attack. Oh wait, there's a switch in the deck, so maybe.
Oh yeah, switch also wins the game. Nope.
Okay.
Doesn't have it.
Could have it. Hold up. Oh no, because they would just move.
Yeah, he just
they have 2. They have 2 Claydol though.
Fair enough. Is it Magma switch per Claydol, right?
Yes, it is per Claydol.
Wow. Okay. 2 Claydol's so good in that late game. I don't think Robin has it. I think they would have played it by now.
I think so too.
So, okay.
Here I am just grasping at straws, seeing any kind of out that Mu12 has.
I think we have to hope for an Oracle. Right? Because out of the supporters, Steven does nothing. Copycat could work. I mean, you'd still be drawing a double-digit number of cards. But
what is your end goal on this turn if you're Mu12 and you are trying to win this game?
Volcanic Ash that Groudon on the bench with 2 fighting energy.
That's a little dicey though, because that Desert Ruins is going to stick for the rest of the game.
It is going to stick for the rest of the game. However, Robin has 1 prize left anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they knock out. What do we see? Okay, there's Energy Draw.
That's true.
Underground Expedition, so it didn't have the Oracle. But, I mean, nearly the entire deck in the hand, only 5 cards left in the deck. So, now it's not possible thanks to that Combusken. Finally hits Rare Candy Blaziken and Rare Candy Blaziken. Now, yeah, I think they're going to power up the Fire Stream. It's so hard, right? I would love to set up that Combusken for possibly an EX down the line and just say, you know what, if Desert Ruins gets me, it gets me, but
see, they don't have time. The scary thing is Groudon can reversal heads. That's it.
Robin Schultz.
Nothing matters.
Repeats. Coming back here at the War of 04 to be your War of 04 champion. Congratulations to Robin Schultz. Congratulations to Mu12 for making the finals. Wow, what a match. Oh my gosh, what a day. This was
incredible.
9 hours of retro culminating in this. And, looks like the day is not over yet, even though the match is over. Stay tuned, because it looks like we're going to have a chat with our War of 04 inaugural champion. That will be coming up shortly. Do not go anywhere. Do not miss this. Robin Schultz on the mic coming up next.
Welcome back, everybody, to the War of 04. We have just concluded our final match, and we are joined here by 2018 World Champion, but more significantly, War of 04 champion, Robin Schultz. Hello, Robin.
Hi.
Give it up for the champion. Congratulations, first of all, Robin.
Thank you. It was a cool tournament.
How'd you feel about the day? Tell us about it.
Actually, really happy that yeah, I got that far again, like the back to back. Like, yeah, it was actually, yeah, it was pretty exciting.
So tell us about your deck choice. What made you choose Magma? About your specific list.
Well, Magma is actually the only deck I've ever played in this format. I
Okay.
I don't play it a lot, but I remember, I don't know, it was like 10 years ago at this point. I know, like, a friend of mine built some 2004 decks, and yeah, one of the decks was Magma, and whoever was playing Magma was always beating the other decks. So yeah, that was like the first time I played 2004.
Can't
And
argue with
also,
results. Certainly.
and then yeah, so when the last tournament, like Jay's tournament, was, I just like I remember Magma beating everything, so I'm just gonna play Magma for this. Yeah,
So
and I won back then, so I didn't see any reason to change. So I just like ran it back with the same list again. So I think the deck's just really
yeah,
really good.
it's looking like the only card you changed was you cut a TV reporter for Underground Expedition, and otherwise you just ran back the same 60.
Yeah, yeah. Back then I had like 3 underground and 3 TV reporter, like the world's list from Yamato. But I think TV reporter is a bit better. So you don't really want to play back to back Underground Expedition. Even though
Yes.
Underground is like, it gets one card deeper, but you don't want to play it back to back. So it's like with 2, it never doesn't really happen. With 3, it sometimes. So it's like, I think like TV reporter is just, you can always play it, and it's just like really nice. And you can also discard for camera, which comes up like sometimes. So yeah, I think
So
TV reporter is like, yeah, really good.
I want to ask you about the list real quick. One of the things I noticed is that it's not too wild a departure, but one thing I noticed is that you opted to just run 3 Zangoose. So what made you decide to trim on the Zangoose count?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really use Zangoose that much. It's like, it's okay to open with. It's better than normal or the Baltoy, but other than that, it's like, it's okay in the mirror. It's like you use it for like some big KOs. But also, even in the mirror, you don't really want to open with it. You just want to have Groudon and want your opponent to have the Zangoose and like put the whole bench, and you just sit there with one Groudon and just like, then you, if your opponent has like the full bench, you're like in a much, it's like a better spot for you, I feel like. So I don't know, it's like Zangoose, obviously you need more Pokemon to fill your bench sometimes, but I could even see it cutting down to 2, because it's like, yeah, it's okay, but the deck is really just Groudon, Claydol, basically.
So
Is there a world where you would consider like just cutting the Zangoose entirely, going to like a 3/3 Claydol, 3/3 camera up, and just saying, okay, this is the deck, we're just gonna turbo Groudon all the time?
I mean, maybe, but if you cut it, and that can probably be abused in the mirror, if your opponent knows you don't play Zangoose, and you still want to have it for some, just, yeah, just Magma switch and energy, attach the double Magma energy, and then just get a KO, so it's still good to have Zangoose, and
Okay.
I don't know, maybe there's also some, yeah, I think I would still play like some Zangoose, but yeah, I don't, 4 Zangoose seems like a bit too much. I don't really. Yeah, I've been like discarding it a lot with TV reporter, I feel like, but yeah.
well, Robin, I'd love to ask you. So you sound like you're pretty down on Zangoose as a card, but I noticed there seem to be a couple times throughout the day where you may have attempted to attack with Groudon, but that Power Saver was preventing you. Have you felt like that Power Saver has been much of an obstacle for you as you've been playing this list?
There's been like a few games. I know the second game in the finals, I was like missing a 4th Pokemon. I had like I had just 2 Pokemon, and yeah, I had a Magma Ball, but I was still missing another Pokemon. And I had another game in the Swiss ones, I think, where that happened, but uh, I mean, usually you're fine. Also, 2 of my matches were against the mirror, where it doesn't matter if you draw like more, because you can just like use your opponent's Pokemon. Also, the one I played one round against Gorbis with the Camerupt, and then the Camerupt actually also the number also helped me to attack on the second turn.
Oh, that's incredible.
But, yeah, sometimes it definitely, sometimes it happens, but I don't know if a 4th Zangoose would really help that much with I think sometimes you just don't draw well in the opening turns, and it's I don't know if you can't really do too much about it, I think.
Would you say there's anything you would change about how the day went, whether it comes to your deck or your matchups? Anything you would do to improve things going forward here?
So about the list, so I played 2 Rainbow Energy, like in Yamato's list, but Rainbow Energy is really, really bad against Gorbis, and I played against a lot of them, and I kind of forgot that Gorbis is like so popular. Otherwise, I probably would have like at least cut it down to 1 at least. Yeah, I would definitely change at least 1 Rainbow Energy for Fighting Energy, and maybe also cut the second one, because yeah, if you just draw it against Gorbis, it feels so bad. But other than that, I'm really happy with the deck.
So, if I can ask you then, because you had a lot of Pokemon today, 6 full rounds, then a top 8. What was your hardest match of the day?
Probably the finals and the top 4 match. It's like top 4 was against Mug, which it's like really stressful if they hit the reversals or the energy removals. It's like yeah, it's really random, but yeah, I was lucky enough to win that. And then yeah, the finals against the Blaziken, and it was fine overall, but you still need to draw. If they draw well, you also need to draw well to win it. And yeah, it was a bit scary on the second turn. My opponent had a full bench. The dance wasn't the Corsola, and I had like not much yet, but then I was able to stabilize pretty well.
Yeah, game 3 in the finals was really back and forth. There were multiple points where I thought, okay, this player definitely has it, and then it swung back in the other person's favor, and went back and forth a couple times before you started to really like latch onto that control and then just pull the game away.
Brian is so good against Blaziken.
Yeah, you're running 3 copies of Briny. That's really, it looks like a strong play for this deck right now.
Yeah, so like Groudon plus Briny plus Claydol is such. It feels so unfair in this format. Like, it's like Groudon is basically power level of a stage 2, but you're just the basic and you can full heal him with the supporter. It's like so crazy.
Yeah, very impressed watching all the long-term Groudon plays you're setting up, the linear attacks, and then just, okay, well, I can afford the linear attack here, take a big hit, I got the Brinies.
Yeah,
So,
the map lines up really well against Blaziken with the linear attack plus the Pulverize with 1 special dark. Is just, yeah, the numbers are really, really good against Blaziken.
Well, congratulations, Robin, again on your championship win here at the War of 04. Do you have any final thoughts or things you'd like to say or share about how things went?
Yeah, it was really fun. Thanks to everyone involved in running this tournament. Yeah, I really enjoyed like playing some retro tournaments every now and then, and it's really cool to have like such big ones.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you joining us as well as everyone else who came out to compete today or came out to watch us on stream. Robin, thank you so much again for your time. Congratulations once more on your win. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
take care, Robin.